Hey, I love Tony Gilroy. He did Nightcrawler. I love Nightcrawler. And it's Denzel Washington. I love Denzel Washington. This movie is going to be amazing. Hey everyone, welcome to the review, and here's my review for the movie Roman J. Israel Esquire. Yes, Roman J. Israel Esquire stars Denzel Washington, Colin Farrell, and Shelly Hennig, and this movie is written and directed by Tony Gilroy, yes, the guy who gave us Nightcrawler. Steady hands, steady hands. Awesome movie. I love Nightcrawler. Just saying that up front, I love frickin' Nightcrawler, and I was always excited for the next movie Tony Gilroy was going to do, and this is it. Roman J. Israel Esquire. The story of this movie is about a guy named Roman J. Israel, and he's played by Denzel Washington. He's an attorney that helps the little guy. He helps the little people who can't afford attorneys and stuff, and he wants to, help them, get them a fighting chance and stuff, because the law system is a very corrupt system, and he wants to help the little guy and stuff. And basically, he gets a job offer through Colin Farrell's law firm. He's like this big high-end lawyer and stuff. Roman J. Israel, of course, accepts because he wants to help people, and he thinks he can help people more if he's in a bigger law firm and everything. So he joins Colin Farrell in the film, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to spoil anything else. I'm not going to talk about anything else about the story. That's all I'm going to say. This is a dramatic film about a character who's a lawyer who wants to help the little guy, and then gets a job with a bigger law firm, and then stuff starts happening, and I'm not going to say anything else after that. So yeah, Roman J. Israel Esquire, one of my thoughts and opinions of it. Gotta admit, this is a disappointing film. Yeah, I was super pumped for this. I was really excited for this film. Tony Gilroy. I love Tony Gilroy. I love what he did with Nightcrawler. I know he's a very talented writer, a really great filmmaker, and I was really curious to see what he was going to do with this film, and it starred Denzel frickin' Washington. Denzel Washington. This movie had to be amazing. It wasn't. It was not that amazing, actually. It's not a bad film. Like, I'm not saying that. It's not a bad movie at all. Not at all. It's not that great, though. It's very predictable. It's very cliched. It's very slow at times, and not in a very creative way, just in a very dull and very boring way. And there's a lot of side characters, there's a lot of side stories that go absolutely nowhere, and just, I don't know, the movie felt a little too long for its own good and stuff, and yeah, I don't know, I wasn't, gripped by this film like I thought it would be. I thought this would be, a new Oscar contender for this year. Definitely not. I can't see this movie getting nominated for anything. Maybe Best Actor, because Denzel Washington. As for positives, Denzel Washington is absolutely fantastic in this film. But when is he not fantastic? It's Denzel fucking Washington. He's amazing at everything he freaking does. And he's great in this movie. He is so good. He's a very oddball sort of character, but he does a great job in this film. I absolutely loved his character, and I loved his performance. He was really good. Colin Farrell was also in this movie. He was actually really good too. He's not amazing, but he was very good too. He was more of kind of a pompous asshole, but he was really good in this movie too. And yeah, they were both very good. And there was some good, interesting scenes. Mostly in the beginning. I loved seeing Roman J. Israel. I liked seeing him become this attorney, help these little people and stuff. And I was more gripped in the first half hour of the film. But as the movie kept going and progressing, it got less and less interesting and less intriguing. And yeah, I don't know, my investment just kept shrinking as the film just kept going and stuff. And how certain story elements pay out, it's not very satisfying and stuff. And yeah, there's a lot of moments that come off very not needed and very dull and very pampered and very boring and just, I don't know, I felt like, I'm like, where's this movie going? That makes no sense. And then it goes into another direction, and I'm like, okay, odd choice. And yeah, I'm speaking riddles, but I don't want to spoil anything, but I don't know. I don't like how this movie paid out, and I don't know. It's like watching a movie like Nightcrawler, this is very unique, very original, very dark comedy thriller film, and just watching a movie like that, and then watching a movie like this, you wouldn't even think it was directed by the same director. Nightcrawler is just such a very creative, very stunning, very edgy film. This is more of a very cliched, very pampered, kind of dull lawyer film, and yeah, at times it feels like it doesn't know what it wants to be and everything, and yeah, it was a very disappointing film. It's not bad. There are some good moments. There's some great lines said by Denzel Washington. There is some very interesting conversations in this movie. There's some good dialogue at times. There is some decent direction at times. There's some really sloppy direction at times, but there's also some scenes that have really great direction. And again, there's some really good scenes with some really solid writing, very good dialogue. And then there's some scenes when the dialogue just goes all over the place and stuff, and it's just people explaining things that don't need to be explained. And again, this story goes to some side characters that I just don't give a shit about. I'm like, no, go back to Roman J. Israel. The movie's called Roman J. Israel. And yeah, he does get the sole focus, and he is fantastic. And every scene with Denzel Washington is freaking awesome. And even Colin Farrell is really good. Most of the performances are really good. Just, I don't know. Just the story isn't interesting as a whole. It's interesting when it begins, but when it gets to the middle and the ending, just not at all. And just, I wasn't invested with the film. And yeah, I thought this was a disappointing movie. It has a lot of good things in it. I believe that a lot of people will enjoy this film, but for me, I thought it was okay. It's definitely a film I would never watch again, and it's definitely a film I never would have thought Tony Gilroy would do, especially after Nightcrawler. So it's a disappointing film. It's still a decent film with good performances and some decent writing at times, but it's nothing that amazing. So yeah, it's nothing you have to go run out and see right away, but if you're really curious, go check it out. You might have different opinions than me, so seeing it is the only way to find out if you like it or not. For me, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, but it's definitely a film I would never watch again. For me, it was just okay. So yeah, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give the movie Roman J. Israel Esquire a 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, definitely a very disappointing film, definitely a film I would never watch again. Definitely a film that is a really step down for Tony Gilroy, but it has good things, and again, some people might like it, so check it out for yourself and see if you like it. So yeah, that was my review for the movie Roman J. Israel Esquire. So in the comment section below, please tell me, what is your favorite movie written or directed by Tony Gilroy? Yeah, I know everyone's gonna say Nightcrawler. It's Nightcrawler for everybody. Yeah, I didn't know what else to ask. So yeah, what is your favorite Tony Gilroy movie? Comment below, let me know. And as always, for this video, please like, subscribe to his channel, and join the dark side.